Well, Arijana, we physicists do not like the unexplained. So, when one comes with a paradox that had actually been at the beginning of all philosophy and physics, by a paradox that unambiguously proves that never can things be as we think about, then the true physicist, the artist anyway, tries to become creative. Einstein spoke of spooky action. Schrödinger spoke of a cat that could be simultaneously dead and alive. Of course, they liked to have proven that something is irresistibly false in the way of thinking. Einstein's proof in original with Podolsky and Rosen is here with us. We can look into it. Schrödinger's cat. Arijana also brought here to us. But because she likes cats, she did neither one, Arijana, right? Want to kill a cat, nor to see it half dead, and also not quarter dead. So she made the experiment with a red and a white handkerchief. And instead of having one cat in a box, you get the original writing of Schrödinger after, in copy. Instead of having a cat in a box with an atom which is about to decay, but only with a law of probability. So you never know, has it decayed or not? And now we physicists were no better in quantum mechanics than to find these probability laws. To prove beyond any possible doubt that the interpretation that quantum mechanics could be complete because we did not find a better theory. This proof was obtained by Einstein and later by Schrödinger in this dramatic experiment with a cat. Those who believe quantum mechanics is complete because it can explain so much wonderfully, it's the greatest revolution, have to adopt the interpretation that the reality which you measure only is certain after the measurement. Before the measurement, reality is a probability, and it's probability that is real. To disprove this for good, Schrödinger conceived this cat in a box with the atom decay and a Geiger counter which will shift its pointer the moment it decays, and a hammer at the tip of the pointer which at this moment but never before will destroy a test tube, a closed one, with cyan-kali, HCN. So the moment the atom has decayed, the cat is dead. Before, the cat is alive. The box is closed and the observer has only the interpretation that the cat has a probability of being alive and dead. And by making this little Höllenmaschine, as he called it, machine of hell, he translated a microscopic world to which many of us physicists have adapted and assimilated, that it is a probability world. He has translated it into a macroscopic world of a cat, where not anyone will accept that the wave function of the cat is a superposition of dead and alive. But since Arijana loves cats, she took handkerchiefs, and the red handkerchief means the cat is dead, the white handkerchief means it is alive, and there is a 50 to 50% probability only, no time dependence, that in each of the two boxes is the cat dead or it is alive. Now comes the spooky action. The moment you make the measurement, no matter how remote you are with one of the boxes, you can make a prediction whether the other cat will be dead or alive, or the handkerchief will be red or white. And this prediction you can make over cosmic distances. And you can spread this information of your prediction with a velocity beyond light, with infinity. This is then the detail to the Einstein-Podolsky-Rosen. So there an observer, like you, Arijana, you are at the other end of our cosmos here in the Konstakademien. You can now, by spooky action, have predicted what comes out in my side of the universe. The experiment is even more dramatic in Einstein's case, because there you don't have a handkerchief, but you have a particle or two particles that have collided. Then you would have, Arijana, not only the option to open the box and predict what I will see, you will also have the option to make a measurement of position or a measurement of moment by taking a plate or a grid. So you, by your free will, could decide what I, on the second particle, by necessity, would observe. Einstein spoke of spooky action To make clear, he has, by reductio ad absurdum, shown that Niels Bohr could never have a complete theory of the quanta.
But what then unifies the perceiver and the perceived in relativity? Interdependence?
Relativity itself is a creation of the human mind, stimulated by observation and by the overriding ability of the author to put the viewpoint of the observer later. In special relativity, you watch clocks, you watch metronomes with curiosity, like the musician, but you do it with light, and you accept that light does not care about time. Light does not care about space. But you use light to watch clocks and rods. And then later Einstein would say, it came to me. Is this insight? That you can make gravity disappear. You have an accelerated motion, you fall, and there's no gravity. And he put this in a great theory. So relativity theory is itself a creation. Then your question gets a new light and insight. What unifies the perceiver and the perceived in relativity? In relativity theory, again and again and again, the old insight has been brought to an incredible success. That we search principles void of the merely personal. In Independence, Unabhängigkeit, das ist das große Losungswort für Geistesarbeit in die Tiefe. Gauss, Independence. The flash and the light of Heraclit. Now in relativity, the perceiver and the perceived are exactly related as actually our brain and our senses do it. It is only our assimilation, adaptation, reflexes which change this order erroneously. We perceive in special relativity objects, and these objects have no idea of time and space. Now we take light to see them, and light has no idea of time and space. Now we put next to the objects in the laboratory a clock. And we observe it also using light. And this clock also has no idea of time and space. But we call it time. It's a very special time. It's a very special time. We go to the Greek notions of time. We have it in our languages, but much more hidden. There's a notion of aionos, eternity, of kairos, the natural time, of horror, what came then to our hours, of scholae. Most important, scholae. What brought us to the notion of schools? Leisure. Leisure. Time is leisure, if we use it. And among these many notions, there is also one very particular notion, chronos. That is the countable time, with which we can do all the beauties Gauss did. And we can define measurements, and we can go on this island in the ocean of the thinkable, which we call logic. And we create, and we travel to the Mars, and we can do contradiction-free things within our island. So what is the relation between the perceiver and the perceived in relativity? The relation is that the author succeeded, to be honest, only in special relativity, to have found a superior principle void of our interest, of our viewpoint. He found such a principle. And the perceived can now be looked at also with these clocks and rods and other things we could not understand, twin paradox, what have you. Now all of a sudden you can use them to calculate accelerators, and they are right. This is what unifies the perceiver and the perceived in relativity. It unifies the human and the world in brain, as far as humans are able to come to principles thinkable to them within the limits of their cortical abilities, of which we make brain theories and philosophies. In interdependence, we project this world to ourselves. We must be careful. When I was a little boy, my father told me, look at this universe. There are billions of galaxies, and each galaxy has billions of stars. Around many of these stars are billions of planets. On one of these planets, there are billions of humans. And each one thinks he is the center of the world.
Audience, could you please all hum this sound aloud for a minute? Konrad, please let us do the experiment.
So let us go and get the boxes. And you measure and predict by teleportation what I should observe in my closed box.
Are you ready?